All right, welcome to Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV. We're taking it on the road this week, and we're on the road to southern Nelson County, down in New Haven, the city of New Haven. And we're meeting today with the mayor of the city of New Haven, Jeff Rogers. And Jeff, first of all, want to appreciate y'all having us down here.
My pleasure, Kenny. Pleasure to have you here.
Well, we look around the room, and I'll tell you, that's one of the things. I've had the opportunity to come to New Haven quite often, and New Haven's quite a history. I mean, it's got a lot of people have been through here, and a lot of things that went on in the history of New Haven.
That's true.
And you've been here for quite a while, so I don't know how much of that history you like to share with us today.
I'm a history buff, so I've absorbed as much as I can.
Yeah.
I had a chance yesterday to talk to some local people about the history of New Haven and some of the old buildings that were here. How Center Street was a row of houses going down to the river that were built right up next to the sidewalk. And of course now it's residential, but it's a fascinating history.
Well, for some of the stuff I've read over the years, I mean, it's not real extensive, but I know a lot of the frontiersmen. I mean, when they first come down out of Louisville, they come down the Rolling Fork River,
Right.
and a lot of them landed in this area or somewhere over around Boston and then migrated to higher ground. But still, a lot of them obviously, I say, got here and stayed here.
Well, the history of New Haven actually started at the river. That was where the founding was. It was envisioned as a shipping port, ultimately to go down the river all the way to New Orleans. And a large warehouse was built down here to accommodate that.
Yeah.
And so New Haven owes its heritage to the Rolling Fork River.
Well, as I say, it's a perfect location. Obviously, sometimes the Rolling Fork gets a little angry
Yeah, it does.
sometimes, and New Haven's a little underwater on occasion, and that's happened. I know they've had some major floods here over the years.
About 10 years ago was the most recent, I think.
So, and the thing about New Haven is a very small community, very, I guess just about everybody knows everybody down here pretty much. But the thing about New Haven is it's a very tight-knit community as well.
It is.
I mean, not only do they know each other, but they take care of each other.
The community, the volunteers in the community amaze me that they step forward to do anything they can for the community, from Iron Horse Festival on through the Easter Parade, all the things that we do here in New Haven to not only attract and keep the residents here, but bring in people from other parts of the county. And volunteers step forward all the time, so it's a nice feeling to have.
It is. Well, like I said, I know the Iron Horse Festival has really grown considerably
It
over the past many years. You come down the Iron Horse Festival and you see, and it's all volunteer pretty much ran. So again, that's in September, I believe.
Yes.
September. So the Iron Horse Festival, we'll be back for that, and that's the reason for the Iron Horse Festival is you got a big. Not only a Rolling Fork River, but you got a big railroad running right through town almost.
That's true. And, we're hoping to get old 152 back in operation.
Oh, yeah?
The old steam locomotive.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, it was still in operation. I loved to watch it going up and down the track and steam going everywhere. The kids were going crazy. And, it's undergoing some renovation right now, but we hope to get it open soon.
Well, we might talk to somebody. I know we got somebody here later on at the Kentucky Railway Museum, but basically, now this was a very major artery at one time. I know it went through here for the, I don't know which rail, I don't know if it's the L&N, I don't know which was, but the railroad went through here in New Hope and down through on through St. Francis, probably I guess all the way to Nashville.
Yeah.
But it was.
They tell me that there was a large settlement of railroad engineers and things that lived here in New Haven because it was a changing point for some of the crews that came out of Louisville. So my family goes back to the L&N days in the Louisville and Eastern Kentucky area. So having it come through here now brings my family back to its roots.
Well, the railroad, like I said, it brings a lot of history because of that's a big part of American history and New Haven history as well. But New Haven's is incorporated. I mean, I don't know what year it's incorporated, but it's been around for several years. And
1829, I think it was.
1829. That goes back pretty far because that's right at almost the birthplace of the state of Kentucky. Yeah. So it goes back many years. And the thing about the incorporation, I mean, you got your own fire departments. You've got actually got two fire departments here with the Rolling Fork and New Haven. But you got your own fire department. You got, and I talked to your police officer before just coming in here a few minutes ago. So you got your own police force and water, sewer, and everything.
Water.
So
library now, new library being built. Flagey has opened a medical facility here, so we have our doctor on call 24/7. So it's got everything. A family.
It restaurants. I mean, it's got restaurants. I mean, it's what I say. Somebody hadn't been to New Haven in quite a number of years. It's changed a little bit. I mean, the thing about New Haven is it's a very rural area. It's very agricultural. It's very tight knit, but it's also growing with the times.
Yes.
So
I like to think that in looking at the history of New Haven, we were fortunate to have a succession of mayors who both served long terms and provided a base of government that wasn't changing every 4 years. You can't build continuity, changing something every 4 years. Mayor Cecil and, of course, then Mayor George both had long terms. And I think that stabilized the government here in New Haven and allowed us to be the city we are now.
well, the thing about being a mayor of New Haven, and you know this very well, is you can't get away too far. I mean, just about everybody knows where you live. They probably know your number and probably knock on your door all hours of the night if they need to get a hold of you.
They've done both of those already.
It's accessibility to the mayor. It's not that difficult right now.
Not at all.
And if they will show up, we're in the meeting room right now saying, I've been here many a time for city council meetings, and when somebody wants to show up, they show up. And if they've got something they want to say, they say it.
And we encourage that.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's a very, if somebody wants to see democracy in action, this is where they want to see it. They want to see it on the very lowest level. If they've got a pothole on one of the roads out here, they've got a sewer pipe leaking, or they've just got a problem with their neighbor, this is the way to come get it resolved.
It's true. At the local level, you can't do much of what goes on in Washington or even Frankfurt.
Yeah.
But you certainly can control what goes on in your own town. And to make your voice heard, and be understood, and get action on that, I think the local government is responsible for that and owes that to the citizens.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of things going on in New Haven, and we're going to get into some of that here in just a few minutes. Obviously, we mentioned the Railway Museum that has been a big boost to the city of New Haven, and rightly so. It's come out of Louisville several years ago, and it was floundering quite a bit when it was in Louisville, and it came here, and it's really flourishing a lot. I know Thomas the Train is a big thing, event every year, but it's more than just that. If you've never been into the Railway Museum, you've missed out on a lot, because I've been through it a couple times, and every time I go through, I see something new that I didn't know before. So you got that. You got a Veterans Museum here, because there's a lot of veterans. I mean, there's a lot of military history in this part of the county as well. I mean, the people have served whether served in wartime or peacetime, but there's a lot of history here. And we'll get into that a little bit later as well. And I know you mentioned a weekly car show that they have here.
Yes, we're just starting up for the summer. It'll be all summer long. Be the second Saturday of every month. A gentleman here in town, well, actually two gentlemen, Marquette Automotive and Mauser's Car Sales are teaming up to have a car show at the second Saturday of every month. Their two businesses are side by side, so that's where it'll be. But in addition to the car show and all the fun that goes with that, they're also cooking food and giving it away free. So if you want a free meal, you can get it in New Haven.
You can't beat that. Like I said, New Haven is one of the places, if you haven't been to this part of the county, south of the river here in Nelson County, we invite you to come down. Well, Jeff, we appreciate you letting us come over and spend some time with you here today in New Haven. And we're going to nose around a little bit today and talk to a couple other people and find out, get in depth as to what some of the things are here. So if you want to invite anybody down, I
encourage everyone, not only in Nelson County, but throughout the region, Marion, Washington County. If you haven't been in New Haven in the last couple of years, come see us and all the activities we got going on here, because the museum always has some kind of activity for the kids. The Veterans Museum's next door to City Hall. There's something going on. We encourage you to come and explore the area.
Beautiful, quiet little town, low crime rate. I mean, everything if you want to draw an ideal little town in the middle of the state of Kentucky or United States, this is it.
That's right. It's not Mayberry, because we don't have a jail.
Have to take them home with you.
That's right.
That's one of the problems of being mayor, I suppose. Well, we appreciate you taking the time. And again, we'll be back in just a few minutes with more from the city of New Haven here in Central Kentucky, here on Central Kentucky TV. We'll be right back.